I'm ready. Yeah, sure.
Hola.
Fede, how's it?
Is it?
All right, Manam Zansi. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Tibo, kick us off, man.
Yeah, listen, without any waste of time, welcome to Let's Argue, your favorite podcast. Let's jump into the Betway Premier League. Where now, Van Roy.
Yeah, so it was Golden Arrows versus Siwelele in the Betway Premiership. And
Uh,
we start at KwaZulu Natal, my second home. If I wasn't colored, I'm gonna say it again. I was gonna be Zulu, and honestly, this one was painful, basically for both teams
Why you say it was painful, Van Roy? This was
because there
food.
was no goals, bruh. It was ne. It's one thing, ne, like drawing nil, ne, but you are dropping points. You basically giving other teams a chance to go ahead of you. So yeah, it's a painful one for both sides.
Listen, this was more like football malpractice. Zero goals, minimum creativity, no cutting edge. Arrows now are on 5 draws for the season, Van Roy. And that mid-table mentality, if they continue like this, then you at least know that they won't, challenge for any top honors, but they will be
Yeah,
a problem for you en route, maybe when you are trying to mount up a title challenge of some sort.
and you know what, ne, for Sibelele, ne, it's 4 games without a win. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's hectic, and that's not a slump. It shows a pattern to us, and no attacking identity. They don't have a focal point up front, and you can't survive like that. You can't expect to go in a match, try and get a 3 points with no direction.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, then we also saw Durban City also a draw versus Orbit College, but at least there was goals in here. So whoever watched it, I think they got what they paid for. Both teams are but kak, but then yeah, relegation script is written all over this, my friend. And you know what,
Aish.
ne? Orbit College on the other end, ne? They're fighting for survival. And you
Yeah.
can see it basically. It's scrappy, it's direct, and makes them look desperate at the end.
Yeah, times are tough, Andrew. But Devon City, you know what? They should be disappointed with the outcome of this game because at home you have to control the game, and dropping points at home I don't think is a favorable thing at all. This is
Yeah,
how your season will collapse. This is how you'll end up being a franchisee or franchiser of Arsenal bottling company. You know, you'll go from contention to qualifying to play on the African continent, to just finishing in the top 8 in the PSL.
yeah, it sucks. I don't wanna lie. Any draw, no matter what the score line is, it really sucks. But then yeah, still we move on. Sekukunene faced off Marumo Gallants, yet another draw. It also ended in a 1-all draw, and Sekukunene is basically chasing the top 8, while Gallants are fighting relegation.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah, it
crazy
is.
because guess what? Ne? Gallants,
Yeah.
they wanted it more. That's the truth. But whether that's enough or not is a completely different thing.
Yeah, it's true, and you know what sucks more, ne? It's Sikukunene
It's true.
lack killer instinct, bruh. They lack killer instinct. You know what? You don't stumble in games like this. If you are really serious about it, ne, you will make sure that you fight. You will fight with everything you have just to make that top 8, and that's it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and yeah. Then also we saw Amazulu that faced off Chipa United. Amazulu was at home, and basically they were this was a very good match. Lebza, thank you for joining us. We're just speaking about Amazulu. This was basically a statement win for Amazulu. I don't know about you, Lebza.
Looks like it's frozen that side.
Yeah, it's moving in slow motion.
He's moving in slow. He's moving like Neo.
Yeah, it looks like my internet is having a freedom day.
You're with us. Thank you for joining us, bruh.
Yeah, but no, listen, Fandro, no, where Amazulu are concerned, I mean, Chisampa, Amazulu were ruthless, 5 goals, clinical, they were aggressive, they were relentless, they created all sorts of goal scoring opportunities, and Chipa
Yeah.
United, quite frankly, couldn't
Can you
handle
hear me?
any of it. We can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
No?
We can hear you now.
We can hear you.
I haven't said anything in the last 10 seconds. It means it's like something I said long ago.
God damn. Internet. It's the internet. But when he said hello, the way he said it, it sounded like Lionel Richie, you know that song, hello, is it me you're
Hmm.
looking for?
Is it me you're looking for?
But yeah, you know what? In this match, ne, for Zulu and Chipa United, ne, if we have to talk about scores, ne, it was attacking, it was all out attacking, and they showed variety. There was movement, there was width, and finishing as well, and everything Chipa didn't have, Amazulu had it.
Yeah, no, listen, Fandro, this was no joke, my man. Because listen, this is like top three ambitions right here. This is how
Yeah,
you announce yourself on the scene that, hey, listen, I'm the new dog on the yard and I'm here to stay. You can't ask for more
yeah,
than that.
yeah, that's true. Elebza,
Yo,
yeah, take us
yo.
through what happened with Richards Bay.
Yeah, Richards Bay, and here's a twist in the title race. While we're expecting Sundowns to steamroll all the teams in front of them, Richards Bay said, "Stop there." Hey, Roy.
Yeah, no, I don't know who's Richards Bay. You guys didn't get it. But anyway, Sunon's dropping points yet again. And that's now inconsistency that is creeping in for them. Pirates are right there on their tails, and yeah, it's going down to the wire. Thibaut?
Yeah, I don't know about going down to the wire, because let's be honest, dominance means winning ugly, and Sundowns didn't even do that in this game. Are they tired from their prospects on the continent? Yes, that's definitely evident, but you can see even when
Yeah,
they rotate the squad, even when they rotate the squad, they're still a competitive team because
yeah.
they didn't lose this game, guys. We need to remember that,
No,
ne? And I think
But it's
that's a
points
positive.
drop. Points drop, bruh.
Yeah,
but they
I
are one
know.
point behind the Pirates, and also with the game in hand. I know the newest sentence from all Pirate supporters now is a game in hand is not points in the table, But the pressure is real, and Sundowns is built for games like this. We move over to the derby. Yesterday, finally got to watch the derby chilling on my couch. The
Yeah.
185th Soweto derby. And man, yeah, it did deliver some tension, but no winner. Roy?
Yeah, and it was an exciting watch, but yeah, we wanted a winner. Brendan Peterson on the other end, man of the match, well done to him. And that tells you everything. Chiefs only survived in that match. Thibaut?
Yeah, you know what, ne? Kaiser Chiefs did exactly what they needed in that game. But if you're Orlando Pirates, you're gonna be left feeling like you should have buried this game when you had the opportunity. I'm wearing these shades because all my teams this past weekend, they just slipped the dagger right in my heart from my rib cage, dog. Listen, winning like 5 games on the trot against Kaiser Chiefs, is gone, and I think this is very significant because the Soweto derbies that came before this past one, it almost looked like a foregone conclusion that Orlando Pirates, will not
Yeah,
only put the Kaiser Chiefs to the sword, but they will run riot against them. This game was very different. I think Kaiser Chiefs have improved very well now that we've reached this part of the season. It probably didn't start out as everyone would have liked, but they're here now and they really look like a strong outfit. So if you're Orlando Pirates, you will feel like this is points dropped.
True. Both sides found moments at key times of the match. When Kaizer Chiefs scored, I think it was a surprise to the Bucks supporters, and then also Bucks then picked up their gear. But I do think there was a bit of complacency from the Bucks team until Chiefs scored. I think that 5-game winning streak against Chiefs had creeped in to the players, and they came with that like, man, we beat Chiefs. We don't need to prepare like we're preparing for Chiefs. We can actually prepare like we're playing Siwelele. So no, Pirates found control at the end, but not entirely to control and actually get a win. All right.
Yeah, and yeah, for me, I'm just gonna say it's big games need big personalities, and I just didn't see enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, this was bad.
Galaxy.
Pardon?
Galaxy match. What you see there?
Oh, so sorry about that, gentlemen. There's a gremlin that crept into the room that I'm working in. So, I needed to wrap my senses around what was happening. But you know what? 10 games without a win, gentlemen. 10. 10, Van Roy, without a win.
It's a lot.
10, Devza. That is probably one of the most alarming things I think we can take from this game. I don't think anybody will be happy with the end result. And if they can get to the end of the season and survive to live to die another day in the PSL, then listen, they really need to go back to the drawing board and try and figure out what is the best way forward, because the quality is there. But these players, they don't look like they're gonna produce anything. It's like the second that Kylian Mbappe joined Real Madrid, everything went down.
Yeah, yeah.
It had to go to Kylian.
It's still painful. Don't worry, it's still painful. We leave him with that. But anyway, in this match, we can't really speak about form because they didn't show any form whatsoever. They basically showed us what crisis is.
Mm-hmm. And then Polokwane City went ahead against Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch who had come from a good match in the previous week. Late drama, Tivo.
Yeah, no, listen, injury time winner, that's belief right there. That's when you know that this team has a never say die spirit. That's when you know that when you need someone to show up, someone had the what, pause, stop, and got the job done when the team needed it. You can't ask for more than that. Kudos to them.
Would you say that is belief? I would say hell yeah. Polokwane City are now 6th on the log. They're showing that they are quiet, but they are also efficient and also dangerous, and you cannot underestimate them nor count them out.
Oh yes, this round of matches in the Serie A, Napoli didn't just win; they dominated Cremonese, Roy.
Yeah, that was a big score. They won that match 4-0. Goals from Scott McTominay. He has 3 this season. Erasmus Holland, he has 12. And KDB, he has 8. And Alisson Santos, he has 5. So well done to the guys.
No, let me tell you one thing. I think the rest of the Serie A this season were unlucky that Kevin De Bruyne got injured and was out for such a long time. He really didn't have, I feel, a great debut season. I think there was a lot of promise at the beginning of the season. We even saw Kevin De Bruyne linking up with Rasmus Højlund, who was on loan from Manchester United. These guys, they look different players. They look rejuvenated in some sorts. But with that all said, KDB is back on the pitch and he ran the game from start to finish, or for at least as long as he was on the pitch. Another vintage performance, very creative, very decisive. This is the type of performances that can lead you to challenging for all trophies.
All right, and then we saw Roma, who served revenge very cold as it's meant to be served versus Bologna. Tibo.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm going to tell you about Daniel Malen. This boy, ever since he left the Premier League, and
Yeah,
came to the Serie A, he scored 9 goals in the Serie A. He is absolutely on fire. And El Ianoi, he's sitting on 4 goals and finishing the job as well. So I think if you are Gianpiero Gasperini, the Roma coach, you'll be very happy with the manner in which this a team is developing. I think at the beginning, because of the Europa League prospects, you would have imagined that it would have been difficult for Roma to try and find a way into the Champions League. But they are sitting comfortably in third position. There's a buffer between them and Juventus, who are in fourth place. So if
yeah.
you're AS Roma, you have a lot of positives to take from this. And Daniel Malen, remember that name, gentlemen.
Yeah, he used to play for Aston Villa. Yeah, what a guy, what a player. Roma basically showing us resilience even after the Europa League heartbreak.
And then Parma went ahead and, had a visit from Pisa. It was an ugly win, but hey, a win at this time of the season is an important win. Roy?
Yeah, near Nesta El Peje, that goal clutch of him, that showed basically survival football. There's nothing more to it, but then they got the 3 points, they got the win, and that's all that matters.
Oh, yeah. Thibaut, what you see there with AC Milan and Juventus?
A very disappointing Derby d'Italia, gentlemen. No goals from either side. This was supposed to be a classic. At least that maybe was what was on the billing. But you know what? It flattered to deceive. Nobody wanted to take any risks. And it was very disappointing when you take into account when these clashes happened at different moments in the season in the Serie A. They were goal fests. So I don't know if maybe it's Luciano Spalletti cancelling out what Max Allegri was doing, but from a neutral standpoint,
Yeah,
this was a very dull and boring game.
yeah, yeah. It was supposed to be a classic, but instead we got tactical boredom, and that was it. Lebza.
Yeah. Expected goals say otherwise, but you know what? Football is never played on spreadsheets. Yeah. You can say
Yeah,
we expect AC Milan, who usually at home score a lot of goals, but hey, it's great to write it when you're chilling in the ivory towers and you're planning for the match. The other team said no, and then can we say what you call champs in waiting? Inter visited Torino. Obviously, ending up coming with a 2-2 draw. This was chaotic, Roy.
yeah. Ne, we saw what's this guy's name? Turam. I don't know what's his first name. He has 14 goals this season, and DeMarco 6. They're basically showing up for their team.
Yeah, it's Marcus. It's Marcus.
Marcus Thuram, ne?
Marcus
Yeah,
Thuram, ne? And but you know what, ne? This Inter Milan side. If we just talk about their defense, in the Serie A at least, they almost look like an impenetrable outfit. Were they exposed? Yeah, definitely they were exposed, but at the end of the day, they still have a
yeah,
big buffer between themselves and AC Milan lying in second place in the Serie A.
yeah.
So I think they will take the single point because that I think is a better reflection than a loss.
And then Como, after their very terrible loss the other day, came back 2-0 winners versus Genoa. Quietly, Como are still cooking. It was just a blip, right?
Yeah, and if you guys are talking about Champions League race, ne, they are in it. There's nothing more that I'm gonna say. I'm actually happy for them.
Can't wait to see Fabricas in the Champions League. We go
Yeah,
to France, to Ligue R, the League of Love. Brest and Lens shed the spoils in the game of the weekend. 3-3. Timo?
Yeah, this was another Lens comeback that was absolutely ridiculous. Last week they needed the opposition's player to get sent off. This week they basically told someone next to them, "Hold my, you know what." and then they went for it. I think Lawns are definitely making this title race a bit of a spectacle, because every week we don't know what's gonna happen, you know. So this is a great advertisement for the McDonald's League. Who knew, you know, that these McFeast Deluxe that they're cooking would be so lovely for the neutral. Hey, Van Roy.
Yeah, near. And if you look at the goal scorers, Toven has 11 this season, Sima has 9 this season, Saint Maximin has 7 this season. That's pure clutch mentality from the 3 goal scorers.
Oh yes, PSG fixed their issues after also dropping a few points in the last couple of weeks. Professional, ruthless, predictable 3-0 win versus Angers. Now that's
Hey, Van
championship.
Roy.
And then we go to Lyon. Lyon
Yeah,
will
bro.
play Auxerre. Thibaut, what you see there in that 3-2 win for Lyon?
Thoroughly entertaining, but defensively it was a bit shaky. You know, I think if you are the manager on either team, you'll be disappointed that it was such an open game. But you know what? This is the time of the season where you need performances like this, you see. And I think Olympique Lyonnais did everything you expect of a team trying to get back in the Champions League next year. Thoroughly entertaining once again.
And then, Roy, we saw that
Yeah.
1-1 draw between Marseille and Nice.
Yeah, so it was a late equalizer. The top 4 hopes have been dented, but yeah, we still have some ground to cover for both of these teams. Actually, I actually want to see Marseille actually get a top spot. I want to see them actually get into the top 8 and to actually make a difference at the top. Guys, I don't know if it is, can you guys hear me on your side? I think there's a
Yeah.
gremlin on my side as
Yeah,
well.
we can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear
Yeah.
you.
Now it is now. So yeah, there was a late equalizer. Top 4 hopes have been dented. That's all I'm gonna say about them.
Oh yeah, Paris FC, who basically live in the same area as PSG, took on Lille. A 1-0 win for Lille. Oliver Giroud, I was speaking to Thibaut the other day saying Giroud is a good striker because he brings the others in. And he's still delivering, this time as a super sub. And then Le Havre fought with Metz, Thibaut.
Listen, pure madness. 8 goals shared, gentlemen. 8 goals. I'll say that again. This was not an advertisement on how you are supposed to defend. This was a goal festival. One of the best games of the weekend, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, yes. And then we move into the Premier League. You know, Sunderland, sometimes they blow hot air and sometimes they just blow very, very cool air. But Nottingham Forest, who are currently in the Europa League and trying to get something in Europe, showed a big statement win away at Sunderland.
Yeah, Nia. Also, if you look at the goal scorers, Chris Wood coming back after a lengthy period.
Pause.
Pause. Yeah, he has 15 goals this season. Gibbs White, who is the current captain, he has 8 goals this season. Plays phenomenal football. Anderson has 5. That is ruthless from this Nottingham Forest side. And to get 5 goals is actually a statement win.
It's kind of crazy though, because 39 points, survival is secured. But when you watch Nottingham Forest, when they play against the big boys, you know, their position on the log is undeserving of them.
Yeah.
All right. And then Arsenal, obviously preparing for the Champions League matches that are coming up soon. Took on Newcastle and to win match because the title race alerts have started sounding and everybody knows that City and Arsenal are duking it out. Roy?
Yeah, look, it's going off like sirens because now that they've dropped points previously, Man City is right there. And just one more draw from them, this gonna be over. Eberechi Eze has 10 goals so far this season. He's a very, very good signing. I think he's only gonna get better.
Oh yes, and then Roy's team, Liverpool, took on Eberechi Eze's previous team, and Liverpool are slowly there in the background, starting to win some matches. Maybe Slot might be saved, maybe Slot might stay. Timo.
Yeah, definitely. Ancelotti is desperate for any sort of win, and three goals against the Crystal Palace, I think, is a great result when you take into account how much of a problem Crystal Palace have been for
They have
Liverpool,
been.
maybe in the last 2 seasons. You know, that's 18 goals for Alexander Isak, that's 9 for Florian Wirtz, that's 2 for Robert Sitz. And listen, they have a balanced attack now. I don't know if maybe they're deciding to play well because there's no pressure anymore for the remaining games in the season or what. But you know, Liverpool, anytime they play without Mohamed Salah, they look solid.
Yeah, and yeah, look, Crystal Palace gave us a headache every time we faced them. I think it was 3 matches before this one where they killed us. They killed us on every frontier, in every competition. It was
Mm.
painful. But you know what? They said, you know what? This is the end. We're ending that losing streak against this team. Liverpool look like they are peaking at the right time.
Oh yes, West Ham took on Everton. Let me say Jack Grealish's Everton, who have been on good form recently, but West Ham said no with some late drama. Roy.
Yeah, near Callum Wilson is an impact player. He actually won the match for West Ham, and that's all that there is to say. I saw pictures of Jack Grealish where after that match he was out partying and he was drunk and he was actually sleeping in public. Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, if it was
Hey,
black, they would
Timo, and
crucify him.
then
He was drinking
yep,
black label.
Timo, now that Tudor has left, Spurs seem to have found a win.
Yeah, listen, the quality players are starting to stand up because Joao Palina is back scoring goals again. Joao Palina came from the Bayern Munich side, you know, and he's a quality player. So I don't know if the Zerbi is starting to cook there. You know, time will tell. But that tells you everything you need to know. 1-0 win, you know, 3 points. You can't ask for more than that.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
and
and
yeah,
then Fulham ruined the party for Villa, Roy.
yeah, they really did. They are basically keeping their European dreams alive, and I respect them for that. I think Villa is focused on Europa League at the moment. They know that even if they do slip up here and there in the Premier League, they still there in the conversation in the top four. So yeah, I just hope that they can advance as well in the Europa League. But yeah, Fulham trashed them. They basically also want to play in Europe.
All right, City took on Southampton in the FA Cup. City don't panic at all, even when they scored them first. They still just came back like the champ elect that they are and won the match 2-1. Roy?
Yeah, Ned, it was a very good game. Doku did shine. Nico Gonzalez as well, flipping the script, winning that match 2-1 for the blue side of Manchester. And yeah, it was a big win for them.
Tibo, the world champions in the FA Cup seem to be on a good run.
Listen, they were efficient, they were professional, final secured. They managed to do this only after firing Liam Rosinha. And I don't know about you guys, but I was very disappointed that they fired Liam Rosinha.
You like him, ne? you like that he loses.
You just like that they're struggling. But let's see who they get. Maybe they get someone who can hit the ground running. A tough Chelsea makes for a good
Yeah.
EPL. You saw how weak the EPL teams were in the Champions League this season because of they're not challenging each other that much. But yeah, we go to La Liga, and after a drop in points for Real Madrid the day before, Barcelona said we're not doing that. Even if our star player is currently injured, title is definitely loading. Roy.
Yeah, Nate, it was Lewandowski's show, 21 goals and he's still delivering at that age. I must do this for you, my spirit.
And then Atletico you know, they've been resting quite a lot of players to try and make sure that they prepare for the Champions League, and they've been losing matches as they've been doing that. But this time they came away with a 3-2 win, Timo.
Yeah, no, listen, grit. They came back from behind. Identity is
Pause.
restored after pause. Yes, thank you, Fanroy. After losing the Copa del Rey final, this is definitely, something that they were desperate to get. Kudos to them.
And then Real Madrid playing on a Friday, it doesn't seem like a good day for them because it's the second Friday game and they drop points yet again. Timo, before Roy speaks quickly, I just want to find out, do you think the title race is over? Yes or no?
Without a shadow of a doubt, the title race is over. It's been over. It
All
has
This
right.
man
been
is
over.
Roy?
defeated. This man is defeated. He speaks from a place of pain. He's not even wearing his Real Madrid shirt anymore. And yeah, what can I
Yeah.
say? 8 points behind. I think it's done, my friend. You gave up at the right time.
Well, Villarreal took on Celta. Timo?
Yeah, listen, the top three push is real. Everyone wants to go back to the Champions League, and I think the Yellow Submarine will be very disappointed with their performance in this edition's campaign of the Champions League. But with them sitting comfortably in third, they want to give it another bash next year.
And Rayo took on Real Sociedad. And yeah, 3-3. You can just see that there was drama, there was VAR chaos, as there always is in Spain. But this is obviously pure La Liga. This is basically what you get when you watch La Liga, gents. We move now straight into one of our fans and one of our viewers' favorites. So this is the flop and the prop of the week. Roy, please give
So
us the nominees for these
yeah, so
props this
I'm
week.
I'm starting with the props because usually we start with the flops, but yeah, the props of the
Mhm.
week in first place is City. They're showing that you know what they are a machine to be reckoned with, and beast mode was activated. And in second place is Barcelona. They have the title in sight, one hand on the trophy, and then in third place is PSG. They're showing ruthless consistency. So who do you guys give the props to?
Yeah,
As
I'm
you
going with
know,
Manchester
there's no
City.
there's no Kaiser Chiefs there. I was gonna put Kaiser Chiefs because you know Kaiser Chiefs surprised everyone. All Pirates fans were counting 3 points. They counted them. From last week, they've just been saying, will it be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0? How many do you want us to beat you? And it actually didn't happen. So I would have put them there, but for now I'll just go with my team. Barca, it's so good that at least we're wrapping up the title. Roy,
Yeah, and
your
yeah,
side?
it is very, very how can I say profound that we give it to Barcelona. Like I really think that like for the caliber of players that they actually have, and if we look at the age as well, they showing mentalities of people that have been
Hmm.
doing this for many, many, many years, and they showing
Hmm.
that they're not gonna give up no matter what. They like that dog that refuse to stay down. So I'm giving it to Barca as well.
Hmm.
Pause.
All right, and then the flops, Thibaut. Who are the nominees?
Yeah, first and foremost, is Soweto Derby, gentlemen. This was a big occasion, and there was very small output. I think, as communicating from maybe the side of the fans, we want blood. We want goals, we want dribbling, we want magic.
Mhm.
This is what a Soweto Derby is about. Not about the
Yeah,
draws or it ending in a draw. Soweto Derby is supposed to, you know, be a final. So I think this was a very disappointing Soweto Derby, one of maybe the first flops in a long time. But anyways, the second nomination we have the Derby d'Italia, where we saw Socionale Calcio Milano taking on Juventus at the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. And listen, there was so much hype about this. As I said earlier on, top billing, but they delivered nothing because it also ended in a goalless draw. And lastly, of course, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Real Madrid, the title challenge is officially over, gentlemen. Even if Barcelona can drop points, maybe from a draw or even a loss. I don't see this squad catching up. You know.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Real Madrid.
Of course
Yeah,
you
no,
would.
me. No, for me, they are my prop because I love what they're doing. So I'm not disappointed with what they're doing. I'm actually loving what they're doing. They're a prop for me, you know? So I think for me, the derby wasn't bad. I like it when it's this close because then all of us are sitting at the edges of our seats. Because you can imagine when Chiefs scored, Pirates were like, damn, this can't happen. And then they were sitting at the edge of the seat. And then when it was 1-1, all of us were then sitting at the edge of our seat saying, shit, Pirates might just score, but we might also go on the break and score. So it kept us all honest for the whole match. The previous derby, I can tell you, by the time it was 2-0, you know, some of us Chiefs fans were already like, it's not happening here. You know, we were already
It was deja vu.
Yeah,
deja vu.
Yeah. So for me, I don't think the derby was a flop for me. I think it was great. Both fans left with something, and but Milan versus Juventus, I'll say that one was definitely bad. Then come on, such big teams, such scoring superpowers, and you couldn't hit one goal. All right, no. Thibaut, yours?
Yeah, no. Today I'm Switzerland. You know, I'm Switzerland because Orlando.
You can't be half pregnant.
No, listen. Today I'm Switzerland, you know, because Orlando Pirates didn't get the job done in the Soweto derby. Real Madrid continued to compound our issues because ever since we met Kylian Mbappe, you know, everything is just going down.
Always find someone to blame.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if Liverpool tried that, they wouldn't go 20 years without winning the league.
Whatever consoles you, my friend.
Bought Mbappe. What if Liverpool are the ones who bought Mbappe? So look,
Liverpool is a small club. He would be successful there. You know, Liverpool is a small club. He would be successful there. You know.
Okay.
So look, guys. Tomorrow, PSG take on Bayern, and then on Wednesday, Atletico take on Arsenal. Can I get some predictions there, guys? PSG versus Bayern predictions?
Yeah, no, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very close. But Bayern are going to PSG's home and playing there. It's going to be a dogfight, regardless of where they're going to play. But I'm saying Bayern 1-0.
Bayern 1-0. And then Thibaut?
Yeah, I think it'll be a draw in the first leg.
A draw?
It'll be a draw in the first leg, yeah.
No, I'm thinking, bro, PSG, they're at home. They have to get, even if it's a close win, just for them to showcase that they are the current champions, they have to basically win. Whether it's 2-1, 1-0, 3-2, they'll definitely walk away with a win. Obviously, when they go the other side to Bayern, then that we'll discuss next week. And then,
yeah, you know what?
Roy, yeah?
Yeah, you know what? I think Harry Kane and Ousmane Dembele will decide the game. If either of them like turn up tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
they will decide the game. But if either of them, you know, are lukewarm or you know maybe are marked out of the game or whatever, then it'll end in a draw.
I hope they play Pakola. Pakola is very good.
The Atletico match.
Pakola, what about Desiree Doué? Desiree Doué.
So look, Atletico versus Arsenal. I see Atletico, especially since it's starting in Spain. I see them coming up with a positive result, but it's going to be a dogged fight, maybe like a 2-1 type of result that they'll take back to London.
Are you Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, Boko Haram, the return, bro.
Yeah. But you saw Atletico Madrid, when they want to score, they can score. They have ideas. They have ideas even in the final third. They're not like Arsenal. Arsenal get to the final third, then ideas have run out. Then they need to pass it around the arc again, like go to the right, then go back to the left. But Atletico Madrid, the Simeones, they're in the front. The obviously, what's his name? The one that used to play
Julian
for City.
Alvarez.
Even Alvarez, even your Griezmann, they're very creative, bro. They don't try the run-of-the-mill stuff, the standard skills that a striker should do. So I do think Gabriel and his partner will have their hands full with the Atletico buzz. The only thing that Atletico will lose at is the midfield. They don't have a strong midfield like Arsenal. Like they don't have a Eze, a Rice, and then even that number 8, what's his name? Odegaard, do you understand? But they have a fighters. They're fighters, do you understand? So, yeah, I see Arsenal with Atletico getting a 2-0 win.
Yeah, I see Atletico winning that match. Also 2-1. I think Arsenal will score, but then I think Atletico will win that match.
Chibo?
Yeah, no, gentlemen, I don't want to lie. If you look at the philosophies of both teams, it almost looks like they're going to cancel each other out. But, there are some nice things that I think both you gentlemen mentioned there, But I think we must also remember that Arsenal are in the semi-final. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here, but this could go either way because one thing is for sure about Atletico Madrid, two things for certain, that you really cannot count on them to show up when they need to. There have been too many examples this season where I think when they were the underdog, maybe like against Barcelona, they showed that they can maybe get that surprise win. But in moments where you expected them to continue that level, maybe that they showed, they couldn't do it. They lost the Copa del Rey final against Real Sociedad. Now, on paper, the Sociedad side, you won't say is probably one of the best in Spain. But on paper, you will argue that Atletico pound for pound can go and get a result against them. It couldn't happen. So if Arsenal, create opportunities and they take them, and maybe if Mikel Arteta, actually sits down instead of standing there on the touchline from the word go, maybe Arsenal can do something.
Look, they're gonna bottle it. Even Arteta himself is the second born son of his father. He's going to bottle it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this was our show for today. We'll meet you back here. Friday is another public holiday here in South Africa. I know we got some fans all over the world, where maybe there's not a public holiday on Friday. So we might actually then, but because of the Champions League match, we might have a short Friday, show just to talk about the two matches. And then after that, wait for the weekend and see what happens on the next Monday. But for now, football doesn't lie. Over 90 minutes, it exposes each and every one of you. This weekend, some teams rose, others were exposed. We'll be back again, louder, sharper, and even more honest. Right, Thibaut?
Yeah, sure.